higher than the NBA. So I was like, oh, what's she going to get paid? Because finally, you know, you can get a real paycheck. And then I saw it, and I was like, this can't be right, because this is what it is. In the first year, Caitlin Clark will earn $76,535.
That's considered the marketing savior for the sport.
Caitlin Clark, the clear top player in college basketball, has revealed a contract detail so surprising that even sports analysts are shocked, and the Indiana Fever are left speechless.
She was just listed as something that is really, really impressive. She was listed as one of Forbes 30 under 30.
With impressive stats, averaging 27.8 points and 8.6 assists per game last season, Caitlin Clark's stock is at an all-time high. But no one saw this move coming, and honestly, it's no surprise the Indiana Fever are stunned. According to Paulina Dage, Clark has revealed her plans for the off-season after a tough rookie season.
Caitlin Clark finished up one of the most remarkable years of basketball playing up in quite some time.
Now, let's dive into the exciting details and the real shockwaves this move has caused across the basketball world.
Caitlin Clark snags another honor. She's made the Forbes 30 under 30 list. Clark, who is just 22 years old, is the only professional women's basketball player on this list.
Caitlin Clark has been a standout since she first hit the basketball court, but this contract move? It's the kind of drama the WNBA didn't even know it was missing. The numbers don't lie, and in Clark's case, they're impossible to ignore. Last season, she was responsible for nearly 30% of Iowa's total points. Think about that, one player carrying almost a third of the team's offense. Now, that kind of talent is up for a professional contract, one with clauses that are said to be unheard of in WNBA history. Yes, you read that right, clauses that even seasoned WNBA stars are reportedly eyeing with envy.
The point that I'm really not understanding in all of this, and I feel like it's been such a pattern throughout the entire season, it feels like there are still certain people within the WNBA who want the league to grow, but they don't want it to grow if it's certain people at the face.
There's a rumor going around that Caitlin Clark's deal includes an endorsement revenue sharing agreement, a first in the league's history. Clark, who's already earned over $3 million in NIL, name, image, and likeness deals during her college career, seems to have found a way to keep those endorsement dollars coming in even after joining the pros. The WNBA salary cap for the 2024 season is a modest $1.42 million per team, yet somehow Clark has positioned herself so that her off-court earnings could actually surpass her entire team's payroll. Let that sink in for a second.
The first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark.
The Indiana Fever are reportedly going all in to draft Caitlin Clark, but the challenge now is not just picking a player, it's managing what can only be called a walking brand. With over 1.5 million followers across social media platforms, Clark is a marketing dream. For comparison, that's more followers than the entire Fever team combined. If you think this contract is just about basketball, you're mistaken. This is about leverage, power, and a 21-year-old rewriting the game.
She just absolutely did it all and became a magnet for attention and an icon for sports fans, certainly little girls, certainly mine as well.
With Caitlin Clark likely to go number 1 overall in the draft, she could secure the rookie max salary, which is set at $74,500 per year. Sounds low, right? Especially for someone making 7 figures through endorsements. But here's the twist. Insiders say Clark's team has pushed for a revenue-sharing model where she'd get a cut of ticket sales, jersey revenue, and even streaming royalties. If this is true, it could completely change the game, not just for Clark, but for every future WNBA player dreaming of more than the league's current pay scale.
Reality is that, as far from a marketing perspective, Caitlin Clark is worth more than almost any pro basketball player in the world.
The Fever's average attendance in 2023 was around 4,000 per game, one of the lowest in the league. But Caitlin Clark, whose NCAA Final Four performance drew over 9.9 million viewers, a record for women's basketball, could easily double that attendance. Imagine the Fever Arena packed with 8,000 fans, each buying a ticket, a hot dog, and a jersey with Clark's name on it. Those ticket sales wouldn't just fund the team, they'd be putting money in Clark's pocket. And don't forget the merchandise. During her NCAA tournament run, Iowa saw a 200% increase in apparel sales, much of it tied to Clark. If she can do that at the college level, imagine what will happen when her name is on WNBA jerseys. Some projections even estimate her jersey sales could top $1 million in her rookie season. And if her contract includes that rumored revenue sharing clause, well, let's just say the Fever will end up paying more for Clark's jerseys than they ever did for their courtside popcorn.
It wasn't what it is. The quality of basketball may have been up to snuff, and you had somebody as popular as Cheryl Swoops who had her own signature shoe, had to deal with Nike and all of this other stuff. But the bottom line is, very few people gave it.
The Fever aren't the only ones shocked. Rival teams are reportedly scrambling to reassess their draft strategies. Caitlin Clark's groundbreaking contract could send shockwaves across the league, forcing teams to rethink how they approach rookie signings and marketing deals. And let's be real, this is exactly what the WNBA needs. For years, the league has struggled with low salaries, limited media attention, and weak fan engagement. Clark, with her star power and business savvy, could be the catalyst for the change that fans have been begging for. Even the league office is said to be holding emergency meetings. How do you regulate a rookie who's already bigger than the league itself? Clark's contract might force the WNBA to rethink its entire pay structure, possibly paving the way for other high-profile players to demand more fair compensation. And while some might argue against a rookie out-earning veterans, let's not ignore the fact that this league desperately needs the kind of buzz that Clark brings.
If Caitlin, in every post-game press conference, she came out and talked about the kind of hateful comments that she was getting. If she came out and told everybody the reason why she has personal security that goes with her every single place, it's a lot. And so it's not just Caitlin Clark fans or Indiana Fever fans. It is not all going in one direction.
Caitlin Clark is quickly becoming a one-woman brand powerhouse. She's already signed major endorsement deals with companies like Nike, Bic, and Topps. One source close to her camp has suggested that her endorsement earnings could soar past $5 million annually if she keeps up her current pace. To put that into perspective, the entire WNBA salary cap for all 12 teams combined is just under $17 million. That means Clark's off-court earnings could soon rival the league's entire payroll. After a tough end to her first WNBA season, where the Fever were eliminated in the first round of the playoffs by the Connecticut Sun, Clark is finally set to enjoy some downtime. While the end of her debut season was bittersweet, the young star has casually hinted at her off-season plans, which might involve swapping the basketball court for the golf course, at least for a little while.
The most watched WNBA games in over 2 decades. What does that tell you? That tells you that before Caitlin Clark came along, it wasn't nearly as popular.
Caitlin Clark's rookie contract highlights the huge financial gap between the WNBA and the NBA. As the top pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, she will earn just over $76,000 this season, with her 4-year deal totaling $338,500. By contrast, Zachary Raker, the first pick in the NBA draft, signed a 4-year deal worth a jaw-dropping $57 million. This disparity shows the challenges WNBA players face, with many often choosing to play internationally during the off-season to earn higher pay.
Could you imagine if it was the roles were reversed? If Caitlin Clark, 2 white girls, made a video mocking it, what the reaction would be? I mean, let's just be honest. I don't want to go, what about Favre? But what about Favre? It's the
WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert has recognized these financial challenges and stressed the need for sustainable growth. She pointed out that expanding the league, both in terms of teams and revenue, will be crucial for offering players better pay and benefits. Recent successes, such as growing fan interest, chartered flights, 3 new expansion teams, and a major media rights deal, suggest the league is headed in the right direction. The WNBA is clearly making progress, but there's still a long way to go.
The WNBA, well before this year. This is not a new thing. Sure. This is, and in that way, I do think Caitlin's being used as a pawn. Caitlin didn't bring citizens to the WNBA. This has been.
Caitlin Clark's first season has come at a time when the WNBA is seeing a surge in popularity, and her star power has been a major driving force both on and off the court. As the league continues to evolve, Clark's influence within the WNBA is undeniable. While she hasn't decided yet about playing overseas, for now, she's taking a well-deserved break, perhaps some time on the golf course, reflecting on an unforgettable rookie year. And let's not forget about the media frenzy. ESPN, Fox Sports, and even international outlets have been following her every move, making her a global phenomenon before she's even stepped foot in the WNBA. If the Fever land her, they're not just getting a player, they're getting a full-blown media powerhouse. Think about the broadcast rights, the sponsorships, the social media buzz. It's not just a win for the Fever, it's a win for the entire WNBA. The Fever, or any team that lands Clark, will need to build a roster that complements her star power without getting completely overshadowed. In the end, One thing is clear, Caitlin Clark isn't just playing the game, she's changing it. Whether you're a die-hard fan or a casual observer, you can't ignore the massive impact this contract revelation is having on the WNBA. And if the Fever thought they were just drafting a player, they better think again. Clark isn't just rewriting history, she's rewriting the future.